On Shadows of Evil, you can grapple across the entire map as a human. And on Zetsubo, you can grab the cog for the Easter egg without using the zipline at all. And that is only 2 of the 50 speedrun tricks in this video. So go ahead and drop a like and let's get into it. Number 1. Human Grapple. As you just seen the previous clip, you can grapple across the entire map in human form. To perform this trick, you need to do 2 things prior before jumping into beast mode. And that is making sure there isn't any zombies on the map, and that you are facing 180 degrees away from your grapple location. In the footage shown, I grab a nuke, then turn 180 degrees away from where I'll be grappling. Once you finish using your beast, you need to exit while spamming weapon swap and holding down the grapple button. If done correctly, you should successfully human grapple. And this trick can be done in several locations around the map. Number 2. On the Giant, you can line up and hit some pretty cool grenade throws to activate the Samantha toys for the Easter egg. The first one is outside the teleporter room, and the second one from the mule kick room. Number 3. Also during the Giant Easter egg, if you have a high enough powered weapon, in this example the Pack Punch Shiva, and shoot exactly where I do, you can actually wallbang the teddy bear on the balcony for the Easter egg. Number 4. On Revelations, after starting the Keeper step, you actually don't have to defend him at all. As long as you or any of your teammates are not on the same island as the Keeper, zombies cannot spawn on that island. So your Keeper is practically invincible. This gives you time to hit the box or get set up for the Easter egg while zombies ignore you. Number 5. On Mob of the Dead, you can buy every door for free on the map. Just make sure you have at least 1 grenade and an afterlife. Walk up to the door you want to purchase and cook a grenade. But right before the grenade blows up, jump and spam interact. If done correctly, the door should open as you enter Afterlife. After you revive yourself, your points should stay the same as they were, and you can do this with all the doors around the map. Number 6. On Black Ops 3 Origins, if you have multiple players in your game, you can all interact on the fire staff at the exact same time, allowing all players to wield the staff at once. However, the interact is pretty tricky to get, but the way that I do this is by throwing a grenade, and when it explodes, all players interact on the staff. And if done correctly, you should all be able to duplicate the fire staff, making the Ascend from Darkness step much easier. Number 7. On Gorod Krovi, after picking up your dragon egg, you can then place it in the nest in the infirmary. And for some odd reason, no matter where the dragon breathes fire on the map, it will always count for the egg in the infirmary. As you can see on screen, the dragon is breathing fire at dragon command. But if I fast forward, the egg in the infirmary says, dragon egg must cool down, even though the dragon never went to the infirmary, indicating I have completed this step. Number 8. On Zetsubo no Shima, you can see what skull you need at the power station from Lab B. Stand right where I do and aim down sights. If you're having trouble seeing the code, I recommend the Varix 3 sight on the HVK and having your mesh quality set to medium. This trick can be useful because you don't have to guess what skull you need in that area. Number 9. On Shadows of Evil, if you place your Apothecon egg inside the statue at Canals, you then need to collect 12 zombie souls. Instead, start the ritual inside the Ruby Rabbit, and if you go behind this couch, you can actually collect souls for your egg while the ritual is still going on, saving you a good amount of time. This is definitely one of my favorite tricks when it comes to speedrunning Shadows of Evil, so I highly recommend you guys trying this. Number 10. On Zetsubo no Shima, to turn on the power, you need to tear off these webs on the fan and kill 20 zombies while being in an underwater lockdown. But if you use the Anywhere But Here Gobblegum, you can actually skip the entire lockdown and you can just turn on the power switch at any time. Which is very useful because, not gonna lie, this step is kind of annoying. Number 11. For the Call of the Dead Easter egg, you can hit some steezy grenade throws across the map to turn off the red light generators. The first one is here by the MPL wall buy. You can hit the second one by looking at the corner of the flinger while it flings you towards the lighthouse. And for the last one, come to this barrier on the 3rd floor of the lighthouse and throw a grenade out this window. You should hit the generator by the stamina up area. Keep in mind these are pretty tricky to do, so I do suggest some practice. Number 12. On Shadows of Evil, you can see all 3 sword symbols around the map without using the tram at all. The first one is here at the Canals district, but you can only see part of the symbol. Luckily though, I do have a link down in the description that shows you how to tell which symbol you have. The second symbol is at the Waterfront district. Grapple up to the ritual item and melee it down. From here, strafe over to the corner of this building on your right. Then look in this window where you can then see your sword symbol. And for the last symbol, you need to be on this ledge in the Footlight District. Look where I do and jump on the wire. Climb straight up the wire and jump onto the building. Then jump to the next building and fall off the edge where I do. You should see the symbol for a brief second. Now for a more advanced way of seeing the symbol is by skipping the wire section and just jumping onto the building. But I'm going to be explaining that and a bunch of other tricks in another video coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. Number 13. On Revelations, after throwing all of your little Arnies in the holes inside of the Apothecon, you should have 9 Margwas spawned in. But you can actually insta-kill all of these Margwas by ending a bug round. So just kill the very last bug of round and this should happen. Number 14. On Mob of the Dead, there are several tricks to do with the Hell's Retriever. Immediately after picking up your Retriever, look up and throw it. You should collect one of your blue skulls for the Easter egg. The next blue skull is at the docks. Line up with this post and throw it. You should be able to pick it up. The third skull by Juggernaut can actually be picked up while riding the gondola, and you can pick up the skull on the rooftop by jumping off this edge and throwing your Retriever in this corner by the cafeteria. And finally, throw your Retriever at the power line to collect the very last blue skull that you need for the free Blundergat. However, there is one more Retriever trick, but I'm going to go ahead and get onto that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and move on to number 15. Did you know on Revelations, you can shoot all of the 115 rocks for the Apothecon Servant upgrade from Nocturne Toten? Some of them are hard to see, but trust me, this does save a good bit of time. Number 16. On Drak, after you start the Lightning Bow upgrade quest, you can actually hit the bonfire at the rocket test from this barrier above Double Tap. This saves you from having to travel all the way to the rocket to hit it normally. And this is definitely one of my favorite go-to tricks for this Easter egg. Number 17. On Zetsubou no Shima, you can absolutely zoom through the spider boss fight with the right weapons. Here is a sped up comparison of the top 4 best weapons to use in the boss fight. These weapons are the 48 Dredge, the Dingo, the XM53, and the Death Machine. All 4 of these weapons are quicker than any other weapon in the game, especially the Death Machine and the XM53 being the fastest. Number 18. On Gorod Krovi, for your second egg challenge, you need to collect multi-kills, which means 2 or more kills with 1 bullet. But you can absolutely cheat this challenge by using the MG turret at the Pack Punch area. For some reason, 1 zombie kill is the equivalent to a multi-kill. So just get a couple kills with the turret and you'll be set. As you can see, my progress bar does move up after I get the last kill, indicating this does work, saving you tons of grief. Number 19. On Black Ops 3 Origins, you can shoot all 3 tombstones from the mound, even the one all the way at Generator 2. Aim exactly where I do, then shoot your eye staff. You should hit the tombstone at Gen 2 like I do in this clip here. This saves you tons of time so you don't have to run all the way through the gross mud. Speaking of mud, number 20. We can all agree the mud on Origins is awful to move around in. Instead, pack punch your Mauser to the Boom Hilda, and if you jump while shooting it, the knockback should push you a little. But with a good trigger finger, you can absolutely launch yourself across the map very quickly, skipping the mud sections. You can also jump over the tank gaps as well with this trick. Number 21. On Shadows of Evil, after completing the very last flag step for the Easter egg, place the flag at the Keeper, and once he turns red, pop your Anywhere But Here Gobblegum. This should teleport you straight to the boss fight every single time, saving you a couple extra seconds. Number 22. On Transit, after turning on the power, this door should open. And with a proper strafe jump, you can make it into this hole in the wall, allowing you to grab the jet gun part a bit quicker. And since we're on the topic of transit, number 23. If you walk up to one of the 8 green light posts around the map and get a denizen on your face, bring him to the lamp and he should make a portal. After you have done that, get another denizen to spawn in. And right before he grabs you, jump into the portal. With correct timing, he should teleport with you, creating another portal immediately after you teleport. And this trick can be helpful, especially if you're doing the solo Easter egg. Number 24. As you saw in the intro earlier, you can pick up the cog for the Zetsubou Easter egg without taking the zip line at all. The first thing you need to do is mesmerize the poster at the purple water location. Then you need to get a spider on the map from either a spider round or a random spider that spawns in. Have him attack you near these 2 boxes, and when he is mid-attack animation, jump onto his head. This should boost you high enough to clear the boxes and make it onto the deck, which you can then pick up the cog. If you were having trouble getting enough height to get on the deck, try lowering your frames to about 90. Number 25. On Gorod Krovi, you can skip several quotes from Sophia by activating this flinger trap, most notably the last quote before you leave for boss fight. Here is a side-by-side comparison of quote skipping and not quote skipping. The main reason this happens is because your character is saying something about the trap, which interrupts Sophia's quote, and it actually just skips the whole quote entirely. Pretty cool, huh? And speaking of cool, you have made it halfway through the video so far. So go ahead and drop a like for me, and also comment what trick you have not heard of yet. But anyways, let's continue. Number 26. It's actually possible to wield 2 staffs at once on Black Ops 3 Origins using the self-medication gobblegum. This can be kinda tricky, and I might pause a couple times, so pay close attention. First, make sure you have 2 staffs upgraded in the crazy place. Then choose 1 staff to be in your mule kick slot. In this case, it's my lightning staff. Now take it down and revive yourself with self-medication. Once revived, buy a wall gun immediately. In this example, I buy the Vesper. Now quickly trade out a weapon for a staff that isn't the wall gun you just bought. Once you pick up the staff, switch weapons. Then wait a couple seconds and you should get your first staff back. As you see in the footage here, I'm holding the lightning and the ice staff at the same time, indicating that this trick does work. And if I explain this too fast or you just didn't understand, Freckleston has made a video on this that is much more detailed and slower paced, which I highly recommend you watching. Number 27. On Shadows of Evil, you can breach out of all 5 of the ritual rooms around the map. Have one person start the ritual and the other person who is breaching out stand halfway in the doorway. Player 1 needs to start the ritual, and this should push player 2 out. The ritual should be faster depending on how many players are in the game, and any player that breaches out will get the points from the ritual. Number 28. On Revelations, it can be kinda tedious to start the keeper step. However, by taking it down by the triangle rock, the keeper will revive you, and once he does, you should get launched by the launch pad. And when this happens, the keeper should begin his ritual immediately. To tell if this actually works, the zombies on the map should be ignoring you. Number 29. On the giant, to start the fly trap Easter egg, you need to shoot the panel outside the map with a pack punch weapon. The fastest way to do this is either with a wall power, a crate power, or a Imperial Enhancement gobblegum. But if you don't have any of these gobblegums, listen up. If you buy a quick revive and down at the corner of this door, you can shoot your pistols through the holes in the fence to start the Easter egg. Granted, this is really hard to do, but nonetheless still really cool. Number 30. On Zetsubou no Shima, if you get the trial kill 30 zombies with the plane trap, there is an easy way to do this in seconds. First, find the corresponding skull at the plane trap area. Then, you want to start the skull ritual. Immediately pop either a raindrops or a fatal contraption gobblegum. You want to do this for a death machine. Turn on the trap and crouch underneath it while shooting at these 2 spawn portals. Do this for a couple seconds, and if done correctly, you should get a prompt on screen indicating you have completed the trial, making this step 10 times easier. Number 31. Continuing with Mob of the Dead's retriever tricks, instead of walking to the cafeteria to pick up the spoon, you can just throw your tomahawk at this mattress by the dog head near the roof entrance. You'll know if you got it if you hear this quote. Number 32. On Ascension, you can hit a steezy cross-map shot with the Gersh device to suck up the generator outside of the map for the Easter egg. This is also possible on Black Ops 1 Ascension as well. And since we're on the topic of Ascension, number 33. You can actually purchase the lunar lander without having to ride it at all. Line yourself up as far away from the interact on your screen, then back up while activating the panel, and the lander should take off without you. This trick is much easier to do on controller than it is keyboard and mouse, since the interact on keyboard and mouse is much faster. Number 34. Under Eisendrach, you can join FaZe Clan by hitting some clean trick shots to hit the bonfires you need for the Firebow upgrade quest. Number 35. On Revelations, just like the 115 rocks I showed you guys earlier, you can shoot almost every single bone for the bone step from Nocturne Toten. The only 2 bones you can't hit is the one at spawn and the one at Verrucht. But either way, this trick saves you tons of time in your runs. Now these next 3 tricks can help you on Gorod Krovi with some of the challenges you have to do for the Easter egg. Number 36. The first one being that you can defeat Dr. Gersh very easily with the upgraded Ray Gun Mark III. Spam your Mark III into Gersh near the end of his quote, and before he gets a chance to move locations, you should be able to stun him, allowing you to complete this step without having to follow him around the map. Trust me guys, you definitely want to do this every single game because this step is so annoying. On the green-eyed mangler step, you can shoot off the mangler's arm, which enrages the mangler and makes him start running, allowing you to complete this step much faster and safer. On the green-eyed Valkyrie drone step, you actually don't have to walk him all the way inside of Dragon Command. You can actually destroy him once he gets to the bottom of the stairs, and for some reason the game counts it as completion. You can see in the footage shown the magnet picking up the non-existent Valkyrie drone, indicating this step is complete. Number 39. On Die Rise, you can hit some very satisfying jumps to get around the map quicker. Number 40. This trick is widely known, but on Black Ops 2 Origins, you can pick up the fire staff and place it in the podium 4 different times, which then completes the ascent from darkness step within seconds. It's kinda crazy to think this is one of the first speedrun tricks in Zombies history. Number 41. Did you know on Shadows of Evil, for the little Arnie upgrade step, instead of throwing the Arnie at the hat directly, you can actually walk outside and throw it at this pod location inside the spawn room. And as you see in the footage shown, the hat is now gone, indicating this step is complete. Number 42. Also on Shadows of Evil, you can manipulate where the zombies spawn by despawning the current zombies on the map and then looking at a specific location to respawn them. Now, I'm not going to name all the spawn manip locations, but here is one at the Canals district. Once I start running away from this horde of zombies, they should despawn. Now I'm going to make my way in this exact spot in the canals and stare at this window. And as you see, most of the zombies are now spawning in front of me. Now make note that Shadows of Evil and the Giant are the only maps in BO3 that have this feature. So don't expect this to work on maps like Revelations or Gorod Krovi because this does not work. Number 43. Under Eyes and Drac, after you travel to the rocket for the first time and wait a little bit over a minute, spawning any power-up of any kind can start the rocket immediately. These power-ups can come from anything: Gobblegum drops, void symbols, even Widow's Wine grenades. This can be helpful for the first step of the Firebow or the Ragnarok part you need for the Easter egg. Number 44. On Zetsubo no Shima, there are 2 guaranteed anywhere but here locations. After mesmerizing the poster for the Easter egg, you can ABH to the Cog room from either the Spider Boss Cave or the Rainbow Plant area. Now the second guaranteed ABH is all the way at the end of the Easter egg. After you start the elevator to go to the boss fight, you can use your ABH to skip the entire elevator ride, saving you around 20 seconds. Number 46. With 2 or more people, you can duplicate the eggs for the Revelations Easter egg by only picking up 1 egg. First, find an egg on the map, and then you and your teammates need to make your way inside the Apothecon. From here, walk up to where you place your egg, and have your teammate press interact. Not you though, you press nothing. When your teammate presses interact, they should place the egg while you still have the egg. And you can do this with all 4 egg podiums inside the Apothecon, saving you tons of time. Number 47. This trick is kinda advanced, so pay close attention. On Gorod Krovi, it's possible to skip the lockdown step for the Dragon Strikes. First, you need to have an anywhere but here Gobblegum. Then you need to end the current round, but keep track of what time you ended that round. In the footage shown, I end round at 7:01. Now you need to wait exactly 34 seconds after your round end time. So for me, that would be 7:35. While you wait, you need to make sure you don't kill or damage any zombies at all. So throw away any Widow's Wine grenades and rebuild any barriers if possible. When the time is getting close, pull out your shield, and once the 34 seconds is up, interact on the console and activate your anywhere but here. This should teleport you out of the lockdown. Now you can complete the valve step without having any zombies on the map, and if you wait long enough, the lockdown should complete itself. And you'll know if this happens when Sophia says,
"Step returning to manageable levels. Lockdown ending."
Number 48. In Black Ops 3 Zombies, you can insta-kill any type of Margwa as soon as they spawn in. This is very helpful for the Argovum step on Shadows of Evil, since you have to kill 7 Margwas total. This trick is also useful for the first boss fight on Revelation, since you have to kill 8 Margwas, especially those pesky elemental Margwas. The best weapons I suggest for this are the Pack-a-Punch KRM and the Pack-a-Punch Haymaker, and the Death Machine works just as well. Number 49. It's possible to pick up 2 of the 3 lightning staff pieces without having to purchase the tank at all. The first one is outside the spawn room, and the second piece can be acquired by boosting yourself onto the platform with the Boom Hilda, which you can then grab the piece from inside church. But that's not even the crazy part. The crazy part is that you can do the exact same thing on the Black Ops 3 version of Origins. Number 50. On Revelations, you can complete the ball step under 2 minutes with this insane strategy. After you get the ball from the first boss fight, you should teleport to Kino. Now look up and throw the ball at the chandelier. You should hit the first toy. Now run up the stairs and the ball should come back to you. Now make your way into Horizon Track and throw the ball from behind the clock. You should hit the second toy. After you throw the ball, you need to quickly look where I do outside the map and aim at this rock. Here's a picture on screen of where you need to aim. Throw the ball and you should hit the toy in Shangri-La. After you throw the ball, run through the portal and quickly make your way into Mob of the Dead. Run up the stairs and aim at the ceiling where I do. You should then get the ball back from Shang. Once you do, throw it. It should hit the toy in the prison cell. Now quickly catch the ball by the corruption turret and stand next to the portal. Now look up where I do and try to match the roundness of the ball to the broken pieces of the ceiling. Here's an image on screen of what that should look like. Throw the ball and it should hit the teddy bear in Origins. Quickly after throwing the ball, run through the portal and wait a couple seconds. The ball should fall from the ceiling where you can then pick it up and hit the last two toys in Knocked and Verruckt, making this 20-minute step into a 2-minute step. And if you want to see the step all in one go, you should definitely go check out my boy Sable with his Revelations World Record speedrun. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, that was 50 speedrun tricks you can do in Call of Duty Zombies. Make sure you drop a like and sub, and comment down below what speedrun trick you haven't heard of yet. We're on the road to 2K subs, and I know we can do it by the end of this year. I'm Zeus, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.